Oh, and now the question is this working? Let's find out. I'm gonna go to youtube.com/modernrogue. Then I'm gonna open up the page and see how many of you beautiful rogues have shown up to meet my dad and watch Nathan and Brian do physical labor. This is a bad song, but I'll not stop because I'm the Terminator of bad songs. And I suppose in this weird metaphor, you're Sarah Connor, except for I don't want to kill you. This broke down very quickly. Hey, Elena48, Saros first. Nicely done. Good job. We have important news. Headlines. Dateline 2025. As we begin our ever-growing quest to build out this new studio and make it greater than we've ever seen, we have a twist. Oh, doggone it. It was going to be so cool. Let's do it. We have a twist. That's right. We're moving stage flats in here. So what this means for today is, I don't know how much talking we're going to do, but I'll leave the mic on. You're going to watch some physical labor with me and my dad. You'll get to meet my dad. Man, we should do, once we get the studio set up, we'll do a proper interview. He's a fascinating cat. As one might expect, he's the reason I turned out the way I did. He had a big hand in it. My dad taught me how to barefoot water ski, which is something that I want to share with you guys. You guys are going to dig that a lot. And Nathan's here as well. And we're going to less talking, more grunting. You know what? That's exactly it. Don't let me talk. Just share the story among yourselves. Volo Ludo, I'm going to set you as a mod. There we go. How do I make some add as a moderator? There we go. Just, oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, whatever. There we go. Just, make sure everybody's being courteous. You guys know the rules, man. Everybody be cool. This is a robbery. Oh, man, I forgot the rest of that opening. Everybody be cool. This is a robbery. Something, something, something. And then it plays that surf song. Let me turn off this, and then we're going to start moving stuff in. And you guys can chat amongst yourselves. All right. Does that work for you guys? Yep. Real quick, just so I know what the delay is, everybody press F to pay your respects to this janky mess, because it's about to turn into something beautiful. A beautiful butterfly. Okay, good. All right, thank you, Ben Smith. All right, I'm going to run to the restroom, and then we're going to start manual laboring. BRB. All right, back in the jiffy. Wait, I had one idea. It's a silly idea. And that means I should probably do it. Hold on. Okay. Ah! Whoops. Oh my God. Do you know what I just realized? This is going to be like The Martian. If you guys ever saw The Martian, I'm just going to be screwing up a lot. Hold on. Yes. Yes. Okay. I'll keep it on the quad shot. Let's see. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. I'll turn it back when I get back. Okay. How did that work? Were you guys able to see what's going on so far? Hey, Iron Jungle. Good to see you guys. Okay, so here, I'll switch to the quad shot. Okay. For those of you just joining us, disaster strikes. Stage flats are invading the new studio. We'll keep you updated on the latest. For more information, go to the chat. Hey, Oklahoma, hope you guys are staying safe. Oh, Iron Jungle. I was thinking of you guys. They mentioned Kentucky specifically is like, whoo boy, Kentucky's gonna be in trouble. This bit will never get old to me. Again, if you're just joining us live, Invasion stage flats are coming for all of us. We're all the way to it. It's a bit, huh? well, let's lean it on this side for now. So, and then we can figure out where and how we want to assemble it. Okay. And then let's get something. Do you have that weight?
I'll go get it.
Maybe just right here for now. Okay. All right. All right, checking in. How are we doing? Notes? Do we have notes on that one? How do we feel about that technique? Is get everything... Yeah, I was slouching the Iron Jungle. That is something I'm trying to work on. I'm down 20 pounds. I got either 10 or 15 more to go. I'm in that weird spot where I'm starting to put on muscle mass so that the scale isn't as helpful. But I'll tell you what, days like today, get all those hard to reach muscles, so that's good. Yesterday was my daughter's birthday party. We went to one of those action trampoline parks. They got this one thing where it's a crane. It looks just like the cranes you would see on a skyline. You go up the scaffolding, and then there's a little pedestal, and about 5, 6, 7, let's say 35 feet out, there's a trapeze bar that you're just supposed to jump, and of course you're on a belay, jump and grab it. Felt very, very 49, about to turn 50 in that moment. It was a bit of an eye-opener. It was really something. Meryl Barr in the chat. Everybody give Meryl Barr the clap. Give him the clap. Do we have our own custom emoji? That was something I really wanted to have take off. A friend of mine is a hypnotist, and part of how hypnosis works is rewarding people for doing things well with a giant wave of enthusiastic applause. And I used to tell him, he used to have shirts that said, I slept with CJ. That was a line I wrote for him. His website is sleepwithcj.com because hypnosis sleep. And I told him he should have shirts that said, I slept with CJ. And I got the clap, the claps. I think it was a little bit more clever than that. All right, I think we're gonna get the next one in. We got 2 of the wooden flats and 2 of the white ones, although the white ones might need to be repainted. We'll figure that out. And and then the big one, the beast, is gonna be the founder's plaque. Although that one's gonna look gorgeous in here with the right lighting on there. We'll figure it out. And I had made the decision to give up on that window, and now here we are actually needing the window. Whoops. We'll figure that out. But the important part is we gotta keep getting shit in. All right. Congratulations, Volo. That's great. I still don't know how to pop out the chat. Let me see if I can click on this. Pop out the chat. Pop out the chat. Pop out the chat. Pop out the chat. Dance, dance, do, 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 do. See, the secret to going full dad mode is you gotta never apologize. You just gotta keep going. Do, do, do. You go, that's right. I remember 1987 dance hit Mars. M-A-R-R-S. Hey, C-Kev, the gamer. I'm beginning to suspect that's not your Christian name. Oh my God, I just made this so big I can't manage the chat. Now it's fixed. Actually, I can feel less guilty because I know that 1987 was when techno pop anthem Technotronic first hit the charts. Thank you very much, Philomena Kunk. a terribly dangerous thought. It occurred to me that once we get this set up, there could be another computer with another 4 robot cameras, and all of them could be controlled and remotely accessed, which would be pretty interesting. Oh. Dad, if you want to sneak through and move that guy, here, we'll lift it and Nathan should scoot in. There we go. Good. Are you ready? 3, 2. Okay. Awesome. Do I need to slide this? Yeah, I don't love sliding it, but I think it'll be all right if we. Yeah, that helps a lot. Okay, you ready? Okay. And we're almost clear, almost clear. Hold on. Get a little So here, you can, we're touching on this. What we need to do is just tuck that bottom in there, Dad. And all that's missing, you just nudge it. Yep. Yeah, hey, there we go. So you keep that guy vertical, and then we'll walk this guy around. Hey. Beautiful. And then we'll walk this guy a little bit farther over. Okay, hey. Well, yeah. Actually, this. Then you get the benefit of the sandbag and keeps it from, well, still doesn't do jack. Yeah.
Are we on energy?
Oh boy. Okay. All right. So, uh, we're gonna have to figure out. Have to figure out how to mount it. But the stage flat that has the most important of all of the set pieces, the Founders Club plaque, was simply too heavy. Dad started to get a migraine, so he took an Advil, took a moment. But we laid the stage flat down, and we essentially had to kind of disassemble giant chunks of it because it was all secured so tight that we had to disassemble some of the stage flat, which needs to be repainted in a clever way. Right now, it's just that kind of like burnt plywood that looks an awful lot like just burnt plywood. So we need to figure out some way to make it more upscale. But we were able to get the plaque off, and so at the very least, we're going to move the plaque in, and that will, good point, Ben Smith. Yes, today we all confirmed through science that awesome cast bronze is fairly heavy. But us getting it in today is, I think, about as much as I could hope from Dad and Nathan. So after this, I'm going to be working on technical stuff, but this is going to conclude the manual labor portion over the next 15 minutes. And then I'll hang out and I could show you guys what I've learned so far about the OBS bots. The attack of the bots. By the way, if you're just joining us, tragedy befalls the compound as they are infiltrated by Stage Flat. We can now confirm that nearly 1/4 of a dozen of them are already in the new emerging studio. Also, there are leaked news of a possible second studio by an insane person. We go live with emerging details. Okay, I am going to scoot this over for right now. Well, that was almost a disaster. I don't love sliding this wood on wood, but I also don't love these guys wedging a security door open. That looks all right for a few minutes anyway. I can live with that for the next week of podcasts. Oh yeah, that's another thing I got to do. I got to come up with cool overlays on all these, and we got to come up with names. So far, here's our beautiful cast of characters. We have 4 droids. We have 4 bots. I currently have bot 1, bot 2, bot 3, bot 4. We got to come up with nicknames. So you guys got to think of like 4 archetypes. And I don't want to go with the Beatles because I read Project Hail Mary and that already got used. But we could do Kirk, Spock, Bones, McCoy. But you guys do it. The Iron Jungle. Not gonna lie, we did the spiky hair for just a 1-day stunt, and here's the thing about putting on an old costume when you put on 35 pounds. It shows. So I will rock the spikes again when I get 15 pounds lower. But you guys figure out the 4 names of the characters while we get this in. say we set it right here, as long as it's not scuffing or scratching us. Figure out how to see that. But we just have weights to keep it from sliding. And it can secure these guys back here.
So, yeah, it lays against this.
Yeah, and then we,
This away.
exactly.
And put the weight in front of it.
Yeah, so what we will need is a mat. I'll tell you what, we'll take one of these mats, just from out front. And you can grab, I think they're, oh, yeah, you have them right over there. Oh, where I'm pointing.
But I need to get the weight.
Okay. Yeah, if we get a couple weights, then I feel safe about all that. And we'll be able to get, are you guys able to hear me from this far away? Or is the gate clipping? Turn down the gate. Oh, the gate's all the way down. Let's see, these guys here-ish. See what happens if we zoom in on this. Okay. What do we think? You guys can tell me where to place it for aesthetics, but once it's in here, I can move it around. I know. Actually, here, once we're done, let's have a sit and we'll talk to him. So I think we'll put it right here. It's got a nice over-the-shoulder look. I can move it later though. Oh, nice. And then once it's here, I'll snuggle these guys up.
Yeah.
Okay. So here, are you good? And Dad, if you want to spot for us.
Yeah.
swing out, Dad. And then if I get both of you guys, Nathan. There you go. You guys on corners, I'll set this down.
Yeah.
We can pivot it. Okay, and then. Oh. Up we go. Cool. Here, I'll walk this back, and Nathan, if you give me the blanket. Or actually, Dad, if you want to get the blanket out of the car, and Nathan, if you there's the light that's on the tripod, and the one that we use to illuminate this, and there's also the plug is nearby it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. I suppose you're all wondering why I gathered you here today.
Say what?
Oh, I'm just addressing the rest of the gang. The Rogues Gallery.
There you go.
That's not a bad name. Okay, so here, let's do. Oh, you know what? Actually, here's what would be awesome. If you could fold this neatly in half, then what we could do is we could just have it here, so the rest of this shows up.
Okay.
But yeah,
You
I've
got it?
Yeah, I've got it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we're just using it as a pad to keep this nice. In fact, actually, here's what we could do then. You get these corners lined up there. Those corners match. Good. Make that nice. And then actually here we could just do this. Sit down like this. Yeah, that's good. And then
Nice way.
ideally, yeah. I don't think that's gonna leap forward anytime soon. Yeah.
Oh, and the empty trash can will do wonders.
Oh, I think that's really what brings the whole thing together, am I right?
Exactly.
Here, let's set you up with a chair. We could chat for a bit.
Grab my,
May need an extension cord. We should have a few. Let's see if we get this guy closer. That guy can go either way. Get this guy recharging.
are we gonna move any more?
No, I think we're done with the heavy lifting for today.
Then I'm gonna roll.
Okay. So that tripod right there, I don't know if you guys can see it. That tripod, I don't know if anybody remembers Radio Shack, but my dad got that in 1982 for our Betamax camera, which we still have. I want to see if we can set that up and see if it still functions after all these years. picked up another of those little white ones, but I don't want to use the full long one. Thanks, man. And then, just for temporary purposes, what we'll do is we can get a bounce so that that pops. Yeah. I think the blanket really sells the whole thing. I do believe. The Moulin Rouge, yeah, as a matter of fact, that was one of the, Che X is asking in the chat, by the way, quick hygiene thing. Biggest mistake I see people make in streaming is they have extended periods where they're just staring not at the camera and then they just blurt something out. Of course, they're answering the chat, but two solutions. Either have the chat on screen, which we'll see kind of what our culture is as we develop. We may or may not be a chat on screen kind of crew, but I think most of us are well behaved, and to the extent that we can all police our norms, I think that'll grow. But the other thing, the mistake that I see people make is that they blurt out with no context without mentioning the question. So in this case, Shay X asks if we would do a makeup tutorial episode and call it the Moulin Rouge. I believe coming up on a half a decade, we've talked about that as a April Fool's episode. So allow me to commit. I will full on commit, if you guys remind me, because I tend to forget things, that will be our April Fool's episode this year, and it'll be totally non-ironic, totally just like, yeah, that's the way it's always been. I don't understand the question. Oh, this is great. I get to set up cameras to talk to Dad. Actually, Nathan, you want to set up Dad with a mic?
The question is, Brian,
Yeah.
what happened to the armrest for this side of the chair?
It's funny you should mention, Dad. At some point, the metal got fatigued, and it just full on snapped off. At first, doggone it. Siri is always. Anybody else notice that now that Siri got so smart, it's dumb? Okay, so take this one, spin it over on you, and then I'll hit the little close-up button. And now we got two robots. And as a matter of fact, you know what we could do? I could just change one of these. Oh, look at that. We got one on Nathan as well. This is fantastic. Guys, it's happening. Hold on one second. Layers. There we go. That's dead. So bot 2. Yeah, we need better names than bot 2, bot 1. 1 to bot 4. Well, thank you guys.
Well, it was a wonderful project.
Yeah, I guess we made progress. Oh, Dad, do you want to tell everyone about our barefoot project? Our barefoot water skiing project.
Our plans
Yeah.
or our history?
Our plans. Oh, well, you got to tell the history to do the plans. Also, chat, you guys are going to have to let us know if that mic is close enough or not. But tell them the history and tell them what we're leading up to.
Okay, well, I retired when I was 51 and learned how to barefoot water ski, and Brian and Jay came down.
Wait, you were 51 when you retired and moved full-time to the river.
Correct.
And when you say, like, it was your job to learn how to barefoot water ski.
That, and we built a house, expanded a 1,000 square foot house that
was old and decrepit.
that started out as a half garage, half kitchen.
Oh, that's right. We built from scratch. So at first, okay, so I guess we should let everyone know. There's a place called the San Bernard River, south of Houston, about an hour and a half south of Houston. It's a tidal estuary, which means it's like a river that goes up and goes down, flows in, flows out. But it's unique because it's windy. It's right next to the Brazos River, which means you have this dense coverage and alligators. But all of that shields from the wind. So you had an extraordinary place, like maybe top in the world, given the temperature, given the location of ease of use, where you could, that's where I learned to wakeboard. That's where you made a full-time job when you were my age of learning how to barefoot water ski. And the water.
I started barefooting when I was 15.
And this is back
This is back before I graduated from high school.
Was it Pensacola
No,
area?
Fort Walton Beach.
Well, okay. Wait,
Yeah.
I know we
Anyway.
had family. Anyway, but the important part of the story for everyone to know at home is that the water is unbelievably still and flat. They call it glass, right?
Yeah.
And so, especially if once all the normies and the randos start showing up, you get, I don't know, you get wake on wakes of just big rolling waves that make it miserable. But early in the morning, right around sunrise, you could be the only person skiing on that river. And just like sound, like before we fixed this place, the sound would just bounce. Same thing happens on water, where every boat going by normally is just bounce. You get nothing but chop. But instead, all of the growth would come in, and all those tree roots and everything acted the same way the sound baffling does, where it would break up all of the waves, and so you would get that incredible glass.
But when people build houses and put bulkheads in, it becomes a reflector. And if you have them on both sides of the river, it takes quite a while for the river to calm down.
Right.
But it's about a 23-mile river, and it actually is deep enough that it has barge traffic to a
benzene plant.
well, it's not a benzene plant. It's mostly distillate. Anyway, it's petroleum products that move up and down the river, but it's maybe once a week kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, learned how to barefoot. And about how many years ago was it when we went barefooting the first with you and me and Jay?
Oh man, I was about to say that was just a couple of years ago, but then I forgot that the blip happened and 4 years vanished. So it must have been 5 years ago.
At least.
Maybe 6.
Yeah.
I know we live streamed it. And that was at a pretty good place here outside of Austin, on Lake Austin.
That's correct.
Right up at the top, just south of the dam.
Right.
So,
so it's a nice section that's windy, a la what we had down in the river.
Right.
But anyway, we got to get the weather right, make sure.
Well, and also, okay, so now we have to make ourselves vulnerable on the internet, which is always a smart idea, because that's when people like to stab you. Safe to say that during the apocalypse, you and I packed on a few pounds.
It's polite.
And so, I was mentioning earlier that I'm down 20 with, for my preference, 15 more to go. Although we'll see whether or not I bulk up on muscle. But you've dropped more than I have, right?
That's right. I dropped about 35 pounds.
See, okay, all right. So I'm playing catch up.
And I began to get my strength back and flexibility. So my objective is to, just after I turn 76, Brian and I are going to go skiing again.
Yeah. So, your birthday is Valentine's Day, February 14th. And I guess late February, early March, we'll figure on the weather. I'll see if hopefully I'll have dropped poundage, but I would love to do an episode on barefoot water skiing, because it is intense, guys. Like if you've never seen or done it, it's how long is a run? 90 seconds is about how long
Well,
your body can hold out.
I mean, when I was in Fort Walton, we had the first barefoot contestant in the town, and the answer was whoever could ever stay up the longest won, and it was about 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, and because your whole body has to tense, and then what happens is whatever one weird forgotten muscle is the weakest is the one that's like, well, I've never had to stay flexed this long. I don't know what you guys are doing, but I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, and then they have crazy things like figure 8 barefoot races.
Oh, wait, you're actually messing with the...
That's right. You're creating, we went up to Wisconsin.
Oh, we should bring in another character to this story. Like, Dad was so serious about barefoot water skiing that he hired, I don't know, a world champion barefoot expert. Paul Stokes came on down and just stayed on what we call it here is on campus. By the way, I guess I could tip my hand now. All of this is just me modeling the River House. It is all of this is me just trying to capture the magic of that place that you made. But Paul Stokes came down for like a week, I want to say, or something like that, and he taught you how to barefoot water ski backwards.
Yeah, and actually, his parents live in Houston, and or anyway, close to Houston. Anyway, we went. He spent a lot of time with me on his boat in this private little calm area up there. Anyway, we're going to try it again. We used to see videos of what was his name? George.
Banana George.
Banana George.
Oh, hey, all of you guys in the Rogues Gallery, remind me to share the story of Banana George, because I was on Steve Harvey's Big Time with Banana George.
Were you?
Yeah, I may have a picture of the two of us together, but he was just there to like he walked out on stage like, I'm Banana George, and Steve Harvey, and it's like, play the clip, and then there he is. Banana George's stick is that he I wonder how old he was at the time.
He was 77.
He was 77, and so he credited his health and athletic acumen to eating bananas every day. He had a giant yellow wetsuit, and he would barefoot it up.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what we're going to try again. I want to be in condition so that when I fall, I won't hurt myself.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is because when you take a header, it could be gnarly because you're going. First of all, you have to go much faster because your feet are very small planes to get that lift on.
Generally, 68 to 40 miles an hour is a good speed.
68 miles an hour people go?
38.
38. Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. I heard 68. I was like, oh my God, what are you doing?
I did go speed skiing down in Long Beach in California in front of the Queen Mary. And I went with our friend Bob Burns.
The Queen Mary is like a pleasure boat, yacht?
No, he had a race boat. He had a big 3-in, 8-cylinder,
oh, got it.
400 horsepower, flat Radom roast that was a
when
drag
was
roost boat. Anyway, I went behind it at probably 78, and I fell.
Yeah.
But it was.
Well,
anyway.
There was one time, because this would have been, I think I was 20 or 21. back when, I was still made of rubber. When I was Nathan's age, actually, and I remember I was learning, and if you catch a toe, that's the lingo, right? Is because on the plane of water, you want to curl your toes back so that they are the same shape as a ski. But if you relax too much, it can be tempting to kind of just relax, relax, relax. But then as that water's flowing over, you catch a toe, and all of a sudden your foot goes plonk. As fast as it was keeping you afloat, that's how fast it's now pulling you down. And kind of like on motorcycles, they talk about going over or under the handlebars. Under the handlebars, you're probably okay, but over the handlebars is when you're going to smack your face real bad. We must have been going close to 40, and I caught a toe, and I smacked face first in that water so fast that just by the momentum, my legs whipped back around and kicked myself in the back of the head. And it was like a week. Like for a second, we thought I had fractured something back there, but it could be a beast. So, but nowadays they have booms off the side of the boat. You learned by dropping a ski, right?
That's right, on what we call the long line, or 75 feet. Right?
How did you even hear about that? Because nowadays on the internet, everybody knows everything, but culturally, there had to be word of mouth. Like locally, somebody had to know this was a possible thing to do.
I guess Cypress Gardens was big skiing. In fact, that's
in
where
the area.
Paul
Stokes?
Yeah, that's where he worked for a year or some amount of time. Anyway, so I knew that, and then I was very lucky with my parents, and my dad would take me skiing pretty much whenever I wanted to, and so that's what I wanted to
Nathan,
keep doing.
Could you push the mic a little bit closer? We're losing them on the gate.
Okay, and I'm probably
No. As it's interesting because as you get more introspective, you can hear. This is my favorite part of doing any kind of chatting online is when you begin to forget your mic etiquette and all that stuff.
But anyway, so I kept trying it, and it took a long time to learn because there wasn't anybody to teach it. I did buy some little thin books that had how to use trick skis, which are ones that are like a banana.
That could go either way.
So you can spin around. And I could do that. And I'd do things like find a piece of board, maybe 6 inches by, 3 feet.
Wait, you would take just house
and I'd get
scraps?
up and see if I could stand up on it. And I would. I'd ski bone it. So
that's amazing.
anyway, so it was. I'd try all kinds of stuff, and
this is what decade?
Huh?
This is what decade you were doing
Well,
this?
this is. I graduated high school in '67, so it was 66, 67 and then before 70.
Wow.
And I graduated in college in 71. And anyway, I was in San Diego, as you know, in the Navy, and got in the Navy, and it was December 15th that my buddy with the same ski boat that we used at the Queen Mary. Anyway, I went. It was December 15th, and the water was cold, and I carried Vicky out to the boat.
She wouldn't. Oh, so you physically lifted Mom up because she didn't want to get in the water?
And that was the day I asked her to marry me.
Really?
Yes. So that's a special barefoot story.
Yeah. Oh man, that's the right way. It's like you gotta impress the lady, and then just on the drive back, as I heard the
I
story.
mean, I think I carried her. Maybe I'm just remembering.
Oh, you know what?
that.
It's a better story that way. Let's make it official. Edit the Wikipedia article on this. It's now canon.
It's not how you did it; it's how you remember doing it.
Yeah. Well, and it makes me wonder how much of history is just, kind of bullshit with the edges sanded down.
Well, just remember there are ever how many billion people in the world that everybody has individual thoughts, and that's beyond man's comprehended
Yeah.
abilities.
No kidding.
That's why we have God,
Yeah.
He's been nice to us.
Okay, well, let's do this then. I am going to stick around and do some programming on the cameras. But I'll tell you what, everybody in the chat, give my dad the clap. Wait, I wish I. Oh, yeah. Nathan is your proxy.
You get paid for that.
Yeah, right? Well, thank you, Dad. Thank you
All
for
right. Anyway.
for helping out, and thank you
Glad I
for
was helpful.
being a character. Cool. All right. Well,
All right.
here we're
I'm
gonna
out.
break for a little bit, and then we'll keep on going. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, can I help you set up any of the other stuff? Did we lose music? Nope, we didn't. Okay, so I'm gonna set up some temporary scenes and figure out where the bots want to live. Thank you guys for indulging me and Dad chatting for a bit. That's a big deal, doing the barefoot water skiing. Oh, Tanmay just showed up. Says, "What the heck is this?" Welcome. A beginning is a very dangerous time. Wait, beginning is a very something time. Know then that it is the year 10,191. The known universe is ruled by the Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV, my father. In these times, the most precious substance. Anyway, sorry, that's David Lynch's Dune. We're at the beginning of a quest. We're going to take all of this studio now that there are good 4K webcams that can be remote controlled. I'm going to assemble everything so that we can have excellent rogue dialogues in here. And you guys get to watch, accurate, Rinko. You guys get to watch all of it happen live. And I appreciate the gift of your presence. That's it. But what I'm hoping is that, you know, like any awesome party, we'll establish our own norms and standards. But if you like this, there's going to be a lot more of it. And occasionally we'll all self-sort and figure out what kind of mischief we want to get up to. But for right now, all you're seeing is a dude. Oh, to be clear, my birthday's in just under 2 weeks. I'm turning 50 years old. And so that's usually time you figure out the fuck am I going to do for the next 10 years. And to give the broad strokes, if you guys are familiar, in the 20s, you know, I started touring, doing stage magic. In my 30s, most of you guys, you long-timers, knew me as the scoundrel emerging from the underground. You guys got to watch me in my 40s flirt with becoming a warrior, dealing with unpredictability, explosions, injuries, and turning at the age of 50, we're beginning a 10-year journey. You're going to get to watch real time as I strive to become a proper gentleman. And then by the time I'm 60, I'll be that reformed old man with tall tales to beat the band. I don't think that's too much to hope for, he says. I hope we look back at this moment and be all like, the fuck was this guy thinking? All right, I'm going to explain to you. The 4 cameras. These are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Until you guys come up with a better name. Actually, I don't want to load one with death and pestilence and war or any of that shit. Fine, they're John, Paul, Ringo, John. Or John, I put John, Paul, Ringo, George. Classic George. People would rather put John in there twice than mention George. But these are 4 OBS bot cameras. And what we're going to do is we're going to set them all up with the Stream Deck Pro. But right now, I got this far. They got cool, like, auto tracking things. So, like, if I do this, oh, hello, now it's following. Ah, cool. And then, in fact, I need to set up one of these cameras to show you what I got so far and take suggestions on what we'll put in next. It's really fascinating to kind of like that scene from The Matrix where one of the characters is like, I need to know how to fly an Apache helicopter, and then he just downloads and then they know how to do it. That's what YouTube is today. I don't know nothing about setting up proper 3-point lighting. I have a vague sense of understanding what's good, but I'm just learning everything as I go along. Stop me if you've heard this before, but it's sort of how we do everything on the Modern Rogue. So it's just, some might say one Brian is too much Brian, but yes, we have double complete Brians. So that'll be another thing if you guys know, or you can watch me figure it out, is how to take the chat and get it on screen. But for right now, we got 4 cameras, and that'll be enough. And you guys can hang out with me as I continue to craft. Sort of like a Let's Play, only in real life. Yeah. let's see if we lost. Oh, good. We didn't. Yeah. Oh, wait. Nope. That's the wrong one. Did lose this guy. Okay. Let me. Huh. All right, so I disconnected that one, and I didn't like it when I reconnected. Guess let me try burping the baby again, see if it comes back. I may have to stop the stream and restart it. Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'm going to stop the stream for just 5 or 10 minutes, get a little food in my belly, and then when I come back, we'll start setting up presets. So, see you guys in 10 to 15. Oh, you know what? Actually, hold on. I also have to premiere the Polished Up Scam Nation episode. So let's do this. I'm going to shut down this stream. Next thing you're going to see is a live or a premiere. It's the Beerists episode. So it's 23 minutes long. It's a good one. And it looks it looks great. I can't believe that was 8 years ago. So maybe even more. Ugh. Don't like thinking about that. Anyway, so I'm going to shut this down. I'll see you over at the Scam Nation premiere, and then we'll come back. I'll set up all the presets, and I'll show you what I have so far. I think you're going to dig it. And now I have to figure out how to stop. Bye.